Mic check, mic check. Let me know if you guys can hear me. Both on YouTube and on Twitter Spaces. Need to make sure that everything's running properly here. Let's see, got the YouTube up and running, got the Spaces up and running. If you guys are on the YouTube live side and you guys are interested in asking questions or coming up on stage, you can also join over on Twitter. Twitter Spaces, Bitcoin X Daily is the username. You can request to speak and I'll bring you up on stage, or towards the end of the live stream, towards the end of the episode, I will answer some questions from the chat on YouTube. So you can save your questions for that as well. Letting people roll in. We got 42 on YouTube. We got about 20 on Twitter, I think. Today's going to be a good one. We're going to be talking about several different topics, including the big topic from last week. Basically last week's drama, right? So we'll be talking about that, about my thread, the reaction of my thread, probably clear some things up about my thread. I think there were a lot of ideas were taken the wrong way. I think there was a lot of people that thought that maybe I was attacking STEPN in some sort of way, which I was not. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about, today we're going to be talking also about the Ape Realm. We're going to be talking about the GST prices, which have been on some wild swings lately. We saw it go up, I think as high as like 11 cents, was it? Something like that maybe. Let me see if I have it here. It was around over 10 cents, I think it went. Basically from like 4 cents. No, it went down as low as 3 cents, up as high as over 10 cents. So we're gonna talk about that. Realms. We're gonna talk about Realms 1 and 2. What's going on there, because floor price has also been going up there. And definitely want to get into some more of the community sentiment. I want to bring people up from the community to talk, and then I'll do a Q&A as well for any questions, anyone from the community, anyone in the YouTube live chat. So we're about 5 minutes after the hour, so let's go ahead and jump to all of these awesome, fun subjects that we're going to be talking about today. So first off, I want to start with a disclosure. I am currently a STEPN ambassador. I am not paid by STEPN in any form or way or anything like that. And I am not a holder of Genesis or OGs or Bored Ape Yacht Club or anything of that nature. So any topics related to that might be a bit biased. You know what I mean? I am part of the core users that don't have any of those. So when it comes to those type of subjects, I'll admit I might be a bit biased towards people that don't have Genesis or OGs or Bored Ape Yacht Clubs. So take anything that I say within those subjects with a grain of salt. Other than that, these are all my points of views. These are all my opinions, my perspectives. This has nothing to do with STEPN or their views. And this is, of course, not financial advice, guys. I recommend you guys always do your own research, DYOR. I always recommend that you guys listen to all the different people, different opinions, different perspectives, and then and you know, put your own research in as well. Let me bring up my camera on the YouTube live. We're almost at 100 people in here. All right, guys. So let's talk about the big one today, which is last week's drama, right? So last week's drama was because of my thread. So let's jump into that because there was a lot of drama around it. People asking all sorts of questions. You know, the live that I went on to speak about my thread with K-Train was removed. There was a lot of things going on, right? So first of all, to clear things up, this post, this thread was, if you guys read through it thoroughly, it was about play to earn gaming. Even though STEPN was the example, it was not about STEPN. Okay, so I just want to make that clear. The whole point of this thread was to highlight the challenges in play to earn gaming and its models, its tokenomic structure, how the model works. That was the main idea behind that thread. Any other, anything else, I've heard all sorts of things. People just kind of came to that, as their own conclusion. But the thread was mostly about, and the whole point of it was highlighting the issues in play to earn gaming and the tokenomics model. Like I've said in the thread, like I said on K-Train's podcast, it is an unsolved problem. Play to earn gaming is an unsolved problem. There's no game in the play to earn space that has solved the issue as of yet. None. Zero. Okay, that has nothing to do with STEPN. STEPN is just a play to earn game, but it has nothing to do with them. STEPN is trying to solve this issue, right? So I prefaced this, and I'm gonna share it on here on YouTube Live. I'm gonna go through the thread here and just kind of highlight some of the stuff. I obviously prefaced it because I already knew how it was gonna be taken by some people, so I wanted to make sure to preface it by saying, I love STEPN. I love the idea. I think the potential for this project is phenomenal beyond any other project, right? Nobody can deny that. Nobody can deny the idea of this and the execution on the release of it up to this point. It has been phenomenal. It's life-changing for many people. It's been insane. And because of this, I've taken so many more walks, jogs, and runs that I didn't do before. I've met people that I would have never met, and I made friendships that, I would have never made. I held, if not the biggest, one of the biggest live STEPN events. And I'm pulling up the pictures here on the YouTube Live, where I am literally, we had close to 200 people at this event. And it was an amazing, amazing time, right? Where I met so many people, we were talking, and it was just such a great time. All right. Also, I've created a lot of content about STEPN. Anyone that follows my YouTube channel knows this. I've done over 43 STEPN videos, have combined over 700,000 views on them. So as one of the project's biggest influencers, I feel that I have a responsibility towards the community because I have personally, due to my content, onboarded tens of thousands of users. All right. So I have videos with over 100,000 views on them. So that's the preface of this entire thing, right? I was sharing that I really enjoy STEPN, and just because I'm using STEPN as an example doesn't mean that I'm attacking STEPN in any form or any way. Now, because I've been such an influence into people that are getting into STEPN, then I have a responsibility to the community. All right, so I want to make sure that that's clear. I have a responsibility to the community. There's a lot of questions being asked that don't get answers to it. And the team, I know that they have a strategy, right? They have things they know things that we don't know, right? I'm part of the community. Now I have to answer these questions because I'm doing content every week. So I need to answer these questions. And if the team doesn't give us those answers, then we need to come up with our own conclusions at that point, right? And we speculate, right? That's just the way it works. Because I have to answer a lot of these questions. A lot of these questions have to do with GST prices. So in order to break down the reason that GST prices were down so much, I had to break down not just STEPN, but the overall play to earn model and its tokenomic structure, right? So the way it works is that, again, the example was, of course, STEPN. GST is an unlimited utility token, and GST is the only reward for users using STEPN. So what happens? This creates inflation for GST because the more rewards are given out, that means the more GST is printed. So as there's more inflation, that means loss of value for GST. If there's not enough sinks to combat and balance out the inflation. So with that said, new users equals more rewards, which equals more inflation. So the problem is clear, but the solution, not so much. This tokenomics model has not been solved by anyone. It's not just STEPN. It has nothing to do with just STEPN. Look at Axie Infinity. They've been the main, play to earn game, right? They have not solved this issue either. They have problems of their own. Their community is basically at the same sentiment as STEPN community at this point. The big difference that I always point out between Axie Infinity and STEPN is that Axie Infinity has a ceiling, right? There's only so many people that you can bring onto a game like Axie Infinity because one, it has to be someone that's already in crypto, and two, I can't get like my family members outside of crypto to do this because, it just, why would they do that, right? So if they're not in crypto, they're probably not into games like Axie Infinity. I can't bring them on. So STEPN has that clear head and shoulders above Axie Infinity advantage, just off of that to bring in new users and to be able to spread it to a lot of other people. And then the next advantage that they have, that is what takes STEPN beyond crypto, is that brand partnerships. You can literally, the fitness industry is so big, you can literally have partnerships with some of the biggest brands in the entire world. Nike, Adidas, Reebok, Asics, which already happens, right? So you can have all these huge brand deals, the potential for all of this down the road, and there could be even more things beyond that. But let's just use those examples for now, right? So over the last few months, of course, since the all-time high peak, in the last about 3 months or so, the value on both Solana and BSC has pretty much dropped around 99%. The biggest issue, I think, in my personal opinion, is probably the inflation. And that's why it's no surprise that the realm with the most users has the least valuable GST token, because more users, like I explained earlier, means that you have to give out more rewards. That means there's more inflation. Once the users reach the end game, so like levels 28, and if you have 3 to 9 sneakers, then what else is there to do in the game, right? So like that was my, like, what else are you gonna do once you have a level 28 sneaker, and 3 to 9 sneakers or more? What else is there to do in the game? Right now, there's not really much, right? So what happens is when people reach the end game, which mostly people in Solana could reach the end game within 1 to 2 months. And Solana's been live for 6+ months. There's not really much else to do but recoup your investment, at least try to, right? Depending when you entered, at what you paid, et cetera, et cetera. So most people are cashing out, especially if they see the value of the coin that they're being rewarded constantly dropping in value. right? People are looking to just exchange it into cash as soon as possible. So because of that, there needs to be something more or a bigger sink to try to balance out this inflation issue. The biggest sink that we had was the minting farms. And before the minting farm change, the price of GST was pretty stable. Now, of course, STEPN doesn't want people, people are not playing the game properly if they're just minting and not going out and moving. So I understand why they had to make a change on how minting worked. Like 100% understand. The issue is because it was the biggest sink, it threw everything pretty much off balance, right? And now the team has to scramble to figure out, okay, how can we make up for this GST sink to bring the balance and stability back into the game. So they've come up with several different mechanics, and one of them is the HP system. Now with the HP system, they have been listening to the community, which is great, right? At first, when it first came out, it was a lot more expensive than it is now. They've changed it like 2 or 3 times to make it cheaper. And also now they did a vote on, a free HP restore, basically is what it is, at a certain level. Now, I don't agree with the level that was chosen. Even though it was a vote, only 33,000 people participated in that vote. And there's 1 million daily active users on the platform. There's over 3 million users in STEPN. 33% is it even 1%? I don't even know. I mean, 33,000, sorry. 33,000 people, is that even 1%? So I don't think that was the right vote. Level 25, the reason why is it goes back to the core players. Core players, they're probably not going to get to level 25 because it's so expensive to get there. So even myself, before any of this happened, before prices were down, when I ran all the numbers on the most efficient way to play the game and the most efficient level to have your sneakers at, for a common sneaker, it was not an efficient choice to level up beyond level 19, so to go on to level 20. So with if players have a common sneakers, which I believe the core players of the game do, they're not going to be getting to level 25. It's just it's not efficient to do so. So that I don't think that vote really helped too much. I think that what needs to be done, maybe do something like level 10, right? At level 10, you get a free restore. At level 20, you get a free restore. Maybe something like that, because remember, to go from 9 to 10, it's expensive, right? You have to pay 30 GST, 30 GMT, I believe, to get from 9 to 10. So a lot of people stop at level 9 because it's so expensive to get to 10. So I think at 10, maybe that could be a point of a free HP restore. And then again, from 19 to 20, it's very expensive to make that move. So maybe at level 20, in case players want to make that transition, maybe at level 20 you can do another one. Just some ideas. I haven't, I just don't think 25. I don't think that's the number. I think that's a mistake. I don't think enough players, only 1% of the players voted on it. I think we need to put a little bit more thought into that. So it feels like a tax on the little players, because the big players are not going to feel it, but the smaller players are definitely feeling that HP restore thing. Now, with all that said, I came up with some possible solutions. Some of them could be good, some of them might not be good. Doesn't really matter. I'm not going to really go over the solutions, but I made up a whole list of different solutions, just some ideas to throw out. I don't have the numbers, behind the scene numbers. I don't have the analytics, so I don't know. I can't make decisions if I can't see the numbers, right? And then I spoke about the scaling issue, why exponential growth is not good in this type of model. The more users you get, it's actually bad for the model because you have to inflate it a lot more, and the bigger you get, the more users that you will need. Of course, having other sources of revenue coming in, other streams of revenue helps, but when you get into the millions of users, like what it helps is so small, it probably barely makes a dent on it, right? Because of the rewards that you have to give out at that point. So STEPN obviously knew this would happen. They saw this coming, which is why they proactively implemented the activation code system, which helped slow down the growth. But again, this was just to slow it down. They knew eventually it would get here. And this was a great idea to implement in order to slow it down, to give the project more time to try to solve the issue of play to earn gaming. However, we're here now, right? And the issue with the current conditions that we're in, because GST has fallen so much, this also has caused floor prices to also crash. So, I hear a lot of stuff about new users, and new users definitely help the game. But in these current market conditions, new users, the help is very small, because the biggest value of a new user is for them to buy a sneaker that's a low level and burn GST on their way up, right? So they're burning GST to level up to levels 9, 19, 28, whatever it is. At the current floor prices, new users can literally just buy a level 28 sneaker as their first shoe for like $100 or less, maybe. I was looking at the common level 28s, and they were going for like 2 Solana, basically. So if they're just if level 28 sneakers are so cheap, that means that new users can just go straight to level 28 and skip the entire, the whole reason that they bring value to this economy, right? They don't have to burn the GST to level up to level 28. If they could just, why would they do that if they could just buy it from day one and for $100, right? So again, that's just, is not about STEPN. It's just about this model in play to earn gaming and the current market conditions. So again, I spoke about a few possible solutions, and I basically ended it off saying that it's always better to think in reward versus punish. I think it's always better to find solutions by rewarding users that are playing the game correctly versus punishing users for playing the game correctly. And then finally, I spoke about the path to stabilize both STEPN and GST, which is a path that I see for STEPN itself, right? And that path is GMT earnings. Now, the thought behind why GMT is going to help GST and all the older realms is pretty simple, right? When GMT earnings come out, that means that people are going to burn more GST in order to get to level 30, which is pretty expensive. So people will be getting to level 30, burning GST, and switching from earning GST to earning GMT. So what happens when this switch happens, right? That means that now there's going to be less users. Well, one, more users are burning GST to get to level 30. Two, once those users get to level 30, they're going to stop earning GST and be earning GMT. So this one burns GST, and number two, it takes away inflation from GST because those users are no longer earning GST. This should, I think, stabilize GST and stabilize the overall project. Now, the issue is, when will this happen? So in the last AMAs, it was mentioned that maybe in September, depending on market conditions. And this could easily turn into maybe end of the year or maybe next year. The thing with market conditions is, guys, we gotta face it. Market conditions are terrible right now. They're some of the worst market conditions we've seen. Right? Inflations are the highest they've ever been in decades. Interest rates, there's interest rate hikes every single month. There's another one. There's one this week actually, on Wednesday, and there's another one. The next one is in September, which is why Jan, alluded to September being that next time where they can kind of see where the economy is at that point. We're in a bear market. We might be going into a recession. There's so many things happening beyond STEPN that it's not just STEPN. It's so many other things beyond it, right? So that of course affects both all of crypto. So it affects Bitcoin. Bitcoin is down like 70%. It affects altcoins. Ethereum has been down like 80%. I think now maybe it's bounced up a bit, but it's been down over 80%. Most altcoins are down between 80 to 90%. So it's obviously affecting everything. And when this happens, that means that people are afraid to invest money, right? So money flows out of the markets, not into the market. So when there's more money flowing out of markets versus in the markets, that means there's less money for everything, including altcoins, including STEPN, which is an altcoin. So, that's another reason why, sorry about that. That's another reason why, there's less money coming into the project. So, now the issue is that I think there has to be some sort of short-term fix, because and there's not really a short-term fix, right? The fixes and the mechanics that they're building into the game is for the long term, which they should be focused on the long term. But I think there could be some simple things done to also help in the short term a little bit. And one of those things, for example, is skins. I think that there should, within the game, they spoke about panda skins a bunch and nothing was ever implemented. I think their focus shifted to more long term and getting the third realm out. But I think the game needs a sink that doesn't directly equal value in return, right? So right now, anytime you spend GST, it's directly correlated to an ROI, right? So if I spend this amount of GST to open up a mystery box, how much ROI do I get? If I spend this amount of GST to upgrade, level up my sneaker, how much more ROI do I get? If I spend this amount of GST to buy a new sneaker or to mint, whatever it is, it's always directly correlated to ROI, right? I think something that could help a lot is finally putting out skins, because then people would decide and choose to spend their GST on skins to be able to have more unique looks for their sneakers. So I think there has to be a lot of different skins where people can just kind of go to a marketplace and buy it with GST, and because people will pay GST for that, and that'll be a sink that is not directly correlated to making money, right? And this is exactly how Fortnite built their empire, right? They released a free game and made billions of dollars, became one of the biggest, most successful games ever because they sold skins. People want to spend their money even if it doesn't mean that they're going to make money back. People want to have unique looking things, and I think this is one of the ways that could short term could possibly help as we get through this bear market and things go back up and we get closer to the GMT earnings and all that. Now, the final thoughts on this is play to earn is an unsolved problem due to the sustainability. No play to earn game has solved the issue at scale. If you show me a game who solved it, I'll show you a game who either one, hasn't scaled enough, or two, doesn't really reward anything, right? Inflation becomes way too big once it's scaled. New realms is a great idea, but I think it's still kind of a short-term fix to create more runway for the project as they focus on the bigger issue, which is you know, how to sustain all of the realms, right? And how to be able to reward people constantly, and it being stable. So yeah, that's pretty much the whole idea behind the thread. Again, even though I use STEPN as an example, it's mainly focused on the model of play to earn, the tokenomics behind inflationary coins and all that. You know, there was a lot of drama behind it, and I think what really built up the majority of the drama is when K-Train deleted or removed the Twitter Spaces that I did with him on STEPN Daily. I think and added more to it. I also had tweeted something that if I go down, it's because I fought for the community. And I'm not gonna lie, guys. If I faced a lot of backlash. You know, and we did get, you know, we got the team's attention, you know, and you know what my exact words to the team was that after, you know, I have done 43 videos for the team and over 700,000 views on those videos and tens of thousands of people that I've onboarded and the biggest live event for STEPN and on all that it sucks that it took this type of thread in order to be acknowledged by the team, right? And I don't know. It was a whole thing, guys. I'm not gonna talk about you know, what's going on within that situation, but just know that there have been discussions as far as, am I still an ambassador? I am still currently a STEPN ambassador up to this point as of this recording. You know, I can't tell you what the future holds, but like I've told you guys, and I've told the team, I've explained it to them. You know, I've been here, and Bitcoin Daily, the brand, has been here. It was created back in 2017. I've been doing this for 5 years. Just the Bitcoin brand. I've been in crypto since 2016. I've been here long before STEPN, and if STEPN were to ever fail, I will be here long after. You know, STEPN doesn't make or break me or my brand. Right? It's just, I enjoy STEPN. I love STEPN. I love the community, which is why I participate in STEPN and I became an ambassador. But it does not make or break me, right? So that, I think that's my main message that I had to everyone. It was like, I'm not made or broken by STEPN. Whether I'm an ambassador or not, it changes nothing. I will continue to create the same type of content. And I will continue to speak the community sentiment and continue to give my own perspectives, my own ideas. It changes absolutely nothing whether I'm an ambassador or not. As an ambassador, my goal as an ambassador is to be able to bridge the gap between the team, the STEPN team, the STEPN project, and the community, right? So whether that means that I have to basically communicate to the community what's going on and answer a lot of the community questions, or if that means on the other side where I have to communicate to the team what's going on with the community and make sure that their message is heard. It works both ways, right? So I think when I do communicate these things, I try to be on both sides of it. I try to show and light both sides of it, right? I understand why this, and that, but also you need to understand that this, and that, right? So I try to see both sides of every issue, and I try to be as balanced as possible and non-biased as possible on all the issues. But at the end of the day, the community is my priority, because if it wasn't for the community, I would not be here. Right? You guys are the reason that I can continue to create content and do whatever it is that I want to do every single day, because of the community, right? If there was no community, if there was nothing, then I'd have to be working a regular job, right? So that, I think that's the big thing that I've tried to kind of, and it's a difficult message to give to both the community and the team, because of course the community wants me to just be on their side and only want to see their views, and the team just wants me to be on their side and only see their views. So I have to kind of I have to balance on that fence, right? I have to play on that fence. I have to play on that edge, you know, on the line basically, right? There's like the line, and I have to like balance myself on the line where I'm even, you know, I can hear both sides of it, and I can try to bridge that gap, right? So that's is what I feel like my role is. And because I've created and I've done this for so long, and you know, I wasn't created, like my brand wasn't created by STEPN, right? My brand was created long before. So because of that, like I can do this, I can play that line, because regardless of what they decide, and like I said, regardless whether I'm an ambassador or not, doesn't change a thing. All it changes is that title for them. It doesn't change anything for me. So I'm not, like I said, I'm not paid by anyone. I'm not under contract, nothing like that. So that's the reason I can play that line, right? And if anything ever changes where, you know, there's a partnership or a contract, if I'm getting paid, whatever, I will always let you guys know. And I will always be transparent with you guys about those things. So I just wanted it to kind of clear the air. And I know I went on for a while about this, like half an hour, but I definitely wanted to clear the air because there's just been so many different opinions and speculation and all this about it. Hopefully I was able to clear it and get my point across the correct way. And if you guys have any questions, you know, just let me know. If anybody wants to hop on and has any thoughts on that on Twitter Spaces, you guys can request and I'll bring you on. I'll be happy to take any questions on any of what I just covered. But other than that, man, let's jump into the next subject, which is the Ape Realm. So the Ape Realm has now been live for about a week or so, I believe. Prices in the Ape Realm are currently, let's take a look at the prices here. I'll tell you in a sec. Hold on, because I'm on the Solana side on my app. So I do have Ape Realm sneaker. I did buy one. And the reason I bought one was because I wanted to create content around it, right? Now, the reason I haven't created content around it is because the community sentiment is really low. And a lot of people don't really want to hear about how well people in the Ape Realm are doing when, you know, the rest of the community is suffering. So because of that, I haven't created any content around the new realm. I'm trying to be I'm trying to be considerate for the entirety of the community. If we were all doing great, I would create content around it. But because, you know, the majority of the community is pretty much suffering right now, I can't create content around how well the Ape Realm is doing. It wouldn't be fair, and it wouldn't be nice, you know, and it sucks. It sucks that I can't make content right now, but I decided that until everything's a little more even and until things are a little bit more clear with my role and everything, I'm not going to create content around the Ape Realm for the moment. So yeah, that's pretty much what I got for you on that. As far as GST prices in the Ape Realm, right now it's at 1 GST is at $4.40. So it's actually gone up today. Let's take a look at prices across the other realms. Let's start with GMT. GMT is at 95 cents today. Let's see how it's been doing over the last week since the last time we were here. So since last week, it's up about 6.5%. Let's take a look at GST on the Solana side. So we definitely had some interesting movements on GST on the Solana side. In the last week, we're still down 16.9% because the prices fell down again. But we went up to over 10 cents. And I don't know why. I can't even tell you guys why it happened. We hit a low of 3 cents, and then basically within a day, it jumped to over 10 cents. So basically over 3x. If somebody bought here at 3 cents and sold at 10, they would have made basically a 300% return on their investment, which is pretty wild. But ever since that, prices started going down again. In the last 24 hours, we're down about 20% on GST on the Solana side. And let's take a look here at GST on the Binance side. In the last week, it looks very similar. Last 7 days is down about 31%. We saw the same spike. We went down as low as 6 cents, and then it had a spike up to about 11 cents. Now in the last 24 hours, we're down about 9.5% there. Let me see if GST on Ape Realm is being tracked yet here. No, I don't see it anywhere. GST, I don't see it anywhere here. But yeah, that's pretty much where prices are for GST right now. Again, I don't know why GST prices had that insane amount of like that jump. But yeah, it could have been a short squeeze. That's the only idea that I had. I did receive an email from Bybit, for example. Bybit is an exchange where you can open both long and short orders. So you can, you can long something and short it. GST was on Bybit, but they closed GST on Bybit around the same time that happened. And I think it got delisted on Bybit, and it got delisted on a few other platforms where people were both longing and shorting. So maybe that had something to do with it. I'm not sure. But yeah, I haven't received anything else. So other than that, on the Ape Realm, Ape Realm is going well. People have started minting already. Minting is very profitable right now. Just to touch on a little bit, currently if you're minting at the current prices, it's 180 GST and 120 GMT. And the total to mint is about $1,783. But your profits are ranging anywhere between $400 to $500 if you're get a runner, walker, or jogger. And if you mint and get a trainer, you're making over $1,000. And if you mint 2 commons and get a uncommon, you're up there in the ballpark of like $2,000 or more profit. So minting is very profitable right now on Ape Realm. Walking is very profitable with GST. Mystery boxes, like if you're doing the luck strategy, very profitable right now. So everything's pretty much profitable for the moment on the Ape Realm. Everything looks stable. Prices have been pretty stable. There hasn't been like an insane run up or insane run down. So it's been a lot more stable, and I credit that to a lot of the mechanics that STEPN has put into the project, and a lot of the mistakes that they learned from on the launch of the second realm. What else? What else we got here for today? Realms 1 and 2. So with the spike in GST in both Solana and Binance, floor prices on these realms also went up. So right now, if you're taking a look, I believe that floor prices were like at half of Solana at one point at the lows, and right now they're back up to about 1 Solana. So so it's definitely pretty much doubled up from where floor prices were a week ago. It does seem like floor prices are going back down with the GST price also going back down. So that shows again, GST and floor prices are very correlated, right? With this spike, the floor prices also spiked up, and then now with prices going down, floor prices are also trending downwards again. So it's definitely interesting stuff there with that correlation. Other than that, realms 1 and 2, there's, I don't think you can mint right now. I think minting is unprofitable for the moment. Yeah. As far as community sentiment, I don't think it's changed much in the last week. I think everybody's pretty much around the same thing, the same feelings. I think that they did release a Medium article recently. So if we pull up that Medium article here, we can take a look at it. And it did, I think it did help overall with the sentiment here. So it definitely helped more than hurt. Sometimes they do put out stuff that doesn't really help too much. It's a little bit more, sometimes it's a little tone deaf, I think. I think this one did help a bit as far as the overall sentiment. And basically what they spoke about the most was the health point system, because that's been the talk of, of the community for the last couple weeks since it happened. And I understand what the benefits are, right? So the benefits that come along with the health point system is comfort gems are given an additional layer of value. Users benefit as now they can sell gems for higher price. Comfort stat is no longer completely obsolete for anything other than GMT earning. More GST is burnt, thus regulating GST supply and reducing sell pressure. I'll come back to that one. And prevents the massive frequent buying and selling of sneakers just for the sake of buying and selling. So to kind of touch on those a little bit, and especially the one I want to come back to, the HP system definitely gives some value to comfort gems, right? You need comfort gems in order to restore your sneaker. So the comfort stat is also not completely obsolete like it was before. If you guys have watched any of my STEPN guides or tutorials, strategy guides, I always said avoid comfort at all costs because it's not relevant in the game. Well, now things are changing a bit. It is becoming more and more relevant within the game. We're gonna skip the GST is burnt thing for now. We're gonna because I want to leave that one for last. The last one is that it prevents the massive frequent buying and selling of sneakers just for the sake of buying and selling. So this pretty much for people that might be buying and selling right away. It's a way to prevent that. Another thing that I've noticed that I've heard the team speak of is that it's helping with multi-accounting. So people that had multiple accounts, right, that they had like 3 accounts with 3 sneakers each so that they can get more energy. Now they said that a lot of those accounts are basically consolidating down to 1 account because of this change of the HP system. So it helps with multi-accounting. Now the one I disagree with is the GST burn. And this is why. I'm always going to give both sides. And these are all my opinions. So as one of the benefits, they said that more GST is burnt, thus regulating GST supply and reducing sell pressure. I think that is inaccurate. I think that is wrong. I don't think this is a benefit. I think this is actually bad for GST. And the reason why is that, okay, think about it. If you're playing STEPN right now and you have to buy a comfort gem, are you going to bring in money from a different wallet? Are you going to bring in Solana to buy a comfort gem? I don't think so. Who's doing that? Because I want to know if that's what you're doing. Please let me know that that's what you're doing. I want to know if someone's doing that. I am pretty sure 99% of users will not bring in Solana from an outside wallet to buy a gem. So what are people doing? How are people buying gems? Well, they're getting their GST, trading it for Solana, and then buying a gem. Right? That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm pretty sure 99% of people are going to be doing. Because, like, you're not going to bring more money into the game, more Solana into the game just to buy a gem. You're going to just switch out your GST for a gem. So what happens in that situation, in that scenario? Well, this is actually adding sell pressure to GST, not burning GST, right? You're trading GST for Solana so that you can then buy comfort gems. So although I agree with all the other benefits, I do not agree with the more GST burn benefit because that is inaccurate. You're actually 99% of people are going to be using their GST in order to buy those gems. So they're going to be selling GST, which means that this doesn't regulate GST supply and it increases sell pressure for GST. As far other than that, if you go through the rest of the article, you see that they're monitoring the feedback and response from users and will continue to do so. And 100% they have been doing it. They've been making subtle changes to the system as the community has, been responding to it. And they even did the HP restore at level 25. Again, at the beginning of this, I spoke about level 25. I think that's a little on the extreme side. I think there needs to be something in the middle. But you have to give them credit because they are listening to the community. They are looking to try to make these changes. Basically at the end of the day, they say that these are for the long term and sustainability of the game by introducing a lifespan to the STEPN sneaker. And then they put some of the stuff here, like they put player concerns, HP restore eats into earnings. So they said any new mechanic implementation is made with game's longevity in mind. Same with the increase of mint costs, the increase in the game sustainability in the long term by introducing a lifespan to the STEPN sneaker. For GST mining, users will have a chance to fully restore the HP for free, as mentioned in the recent poll. At lower levels, say 0 to 25, users don't even need to spend anything on HP because there will be an ample HP to take the user to those levels, after which free full HP will kick in as per the above results. So, I understand why level 25 is the one that they would want because they can see the analytics on the background. And they know that you can go from level 0 to level 25 without having to restore your HP. And then at level 25, you can just restore it. You're back at 100. I understand all that, right? But what I don't think their model takes into account is that a lot of users have probably passed level 25 already, right? First of all. Secondly, a lot of users, like we mentioned earlier, because sneakers and floor prices are so low, users can't just buy a level 28 sneaker off the rip, right? And then the third reason is, the core community are probably not going to go beyond level 19. Now, the free HP restore at level 25 could be an incentive to get users to go up to 25. And I haven't run the numbers on that, so I can't really speak on it on that point, on that perspective. But, I'm sure that they've done a lot of modeling. I still think there needs to be an in-between number. Maybe it could be 10, maybe it could be level 15, like we spoke about on the community podcast. I don't know. I don't know exactly what it is, but 25 I think is too far out. There should be something maybe in the middle. The other concern was sneakers become useless if I do not restore the HP regularly. And they basically said that there's no effect until usability drops below 0%. Although at 20%, if you rely on that sneaker for energy, then it does drop your energy. But this is a long-term overall mechanic. Even then, there are ways to circumvent the cost of restore, like using the sneaker for an enhancement. So instead of basically what they're saying, instead of, hold on, I have a spam risk call. Why do I always get these spam risk calls? Instead of restoring your sneaker, you can actually use it in an enhancement to upgrade your sneakers. The only time you really need to restore your HP before it hits 20% is if you intend on transferring or listing the sneaker. Non-optimal stats for sneakers due to allocated points. Stat reset will be available once GMT earnings roll out, possibly even earlier. This is only a temporary concern. So this was another thing that we spoke about on the community podcast on Saturday. Because we were preparing for GMT earning, So a lot of people were getting a lot of stuff. You know, a sneaker basically focused on GMT. However, we weren't prepared for this, where they just, you know, randomly threw something out that now directly affected comfort stat, right? So what I was thinking, one of my ideas was that there was some sort of like, I think on PlayStation, right? The PlayStation Network. If anyone ever plays video games online, I think the PSN, you get one free, you can change your PSN name, I think, for free once a year, something like that. So I was thinking maybe on each sneaker, once you reach, let's say, level 28, or let's say you reach level 25, maybe that level 25 number can be used for the same thing, that you get a free reset for your sneaker attribute points, right? Or maybe not be free, maybe it'll cost a cheap amount, right? Your first one is cheap, just, you know, kind of to give some help to the community that weren't ready for this. And then after that, then your next one, if you decide that you want to change the allocated points again, then that one's going to be a lot more expensive. But I think there should be that option or something like that within the game. So I've been trying to communicate it to the team. Hopefully, there's a change made on that. HP Restore is expensive. And one more thing on the comfort thing, I know that they put here, it'll be available once GMT earnings roll out. Again, this could be 6 months from now, so that really doesn't help as far as the community is concerned. HP Restore is expensive. So what they said here is that they're aware of the first iteration of HP Mechanic was a bit costly, which is why they decided to remove GMT costs from it, as well as increase the HP recovered per gem. And again, they go into that they're reviewing all the rollouts and they're ensuring everything is good and they're listening to the community feedback. Then they spoke about the mystery boxes. I'm not really going to go into detail about that. They spoke about GST price does not seem to have benefited from the recent updates. Unfortunately, mechanic changes don't yield instant results, especially with the current overall market sentiment. While it was a tough decision on our end to roll out these updates, eating into users' returns even more, it was a necessary evil. We expect things to turn around when the market conditions change, and these updates will help solidify that rebound. So that's basically, you know, their answer on why GST prices have not, been impacted really much. And I think that's pretty much it. You know, I think this was a good article. I think they did answer some concerns. I do think these articles should be coming out probably sooner. You know, we've been talking about this for weeks at this point. It came, and the thing is, when the team doesn't acknowledge it, it's left for the community basically to draw up their own conclusions. So that's why I think these need to, you know, come out a little bit sooner. I think there needs to be more than just one AMA per month. There needs to be something in the middle, right? They went from one a week to one a month. I think were both extremes. I think now they need to meet in the middle somewhere. I've invited STEPN team multiple times onto my YouTube. I would love to do, you know, after the AMA, maybe 2 weeks later, do some sort of AMA, but less of the town hall AMA, right? More of a kind of just us, some open, you know, talking about community concerns. Maybe it could be like a community sentiment AMA where they speak about these challenges, speak about the community sentiment, and answer some of the most important questions. So I think that would be great, because I'm connected, you know, to I keep my ear to the community, right? And I'm in it every day. So I would have the exact questions that the community wants answered, right? And if we can do something where they could come on every like 2 weeks after the town hall plus 2 weeks before the next town hall, I think that would help overall. to answer a lot of these questions, so the community is not speculating and drawing up their own conclusions. I think it has to be open, it has to be honest, it has to be transparent. We have to answer the tough questions. We can't just, not answer them and not acknowledge them. So I think that would be a great way to do that, to help the overall community. At the end of the day, the community is what makes projects, right? So just some of my thoughts on that. And I think I've covered pretty much everything that I've wanted to talk about here. If anyone wants to talk, you can request. If you've requested, then request again, because I only see 2 people right now, which is DGen Dad and American Dan. I just brought you guys up, so whoever is set up first, you can go ahead and jump on. I don't know if let me see. All right, I don't know what happened to the 2, so I'm gonna bring up Eric now. I have Eric here. Eric is requesting. I'm also bringing up Fanboy, and I'm bringing up Big Daddy here. So let's start with Eric. Eric, you here?
What's up, Jay? How you doing?
What's going on, Eric? How you doing, man?
All right. Hey, this is first and foremost, I know this is a bear market. I know a lot of the ambassadors are getting a lot of crap, but definitely appreciate your point of view, your perspective. That post you went on the other day on Twitter, like, I completely 100% agree. I do want to echo, like, the community is, like, not concerned. I don't know how you would say it, but I'm one of the players, too, that, got back in April. And high key, I remember I was watching your videos, and I was like, damn, I can make this much a month. And so, I went on there, and, I knew what I was doing. And now that the market's where it's at, it's like, I know I really can't complain. But at the same time, I'm an optimistic person, and I don't want to, like, ditch my sneakers, because then I'm going to lose. So in the meantime, I'm just trying to build what I can, on what I have in the Solana realm. But that's kind of what I wanted to ask you. I know you got into the ape realm for, the content creation, which I think is great. But like, what would be your strategy if you were on the Solana realm? Just building the GMT earner. I don't know. I've been thinking, like, with the GMT I earn on the daily, I basically maxed out my earnings at 300 already. I got like what, 23 energies worth, and I feel like I'm pretty ready for the comfort earning to come out, but I don't know what else I can do from here.
Yeah, man. I hear you, and I know a lot of people basically are having that same that are kind of stuck there as well, right? You're stuck between a rock and a hard place, and it's like, what do I do now, right? Right now, and again, I'm still in the Solana realm as well. I have sneakers. The most sneakers I have is on the Solana realm. On the Solana realm, I think I'm at. So I was at 15 sneakers, and honestly, like, I was at 15 sneakers plus like a few different uncommons. So my energy was around 15, 16, and like that was a lot of energy for me. I didn't have time to do it, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go back down to 9 energy with multiple uncommons, and then I think right now I'm at 13 energy. So that's where I'm at right now on the Solana realm with around 9 sneakers. I think I have like 4 or 5 uncommons, something like that. As far as strategy, I do have a GMT earner on there that I've set aside. And what I've been doing personally on the Solana side is I've just been playing for mystery boxes, really. It's kind of fun, I've built up a sneaker with a lot of luck, basically. The level 3 and level 4 luck gems are pretty cheap now, so you can get them for not that much. And just try to get those mystery boxes, man. Now, the thing with mystery boxes is you can't boost them because it's so expensive to boost now. So you kind of have to basically do 4 walks for the mystery boxes, so 4 different days, and then just switch to your GST earner and then just earn GST basically until the boxes are ready to open, and then open them and then just kind of do it over again. So that's what I've been doing personally. I have my GMT earner pretty much ready for when GMT is announced. But yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at right now.
Word. Yeah, I think that's honestly what I've been doing. As soon as I get my gems with my GST, I like put them into the upgrade and play my luck. And I don't know. Like I said, maybe I'll get some level 3 comfort gems. But also I wanted to tell you, yeah, you were asking earlier, like who's buying with Solana? Like I'll raise my hand. I think the last purchase I made with some Solana, that I put in through my another wallet was maybe like a few like what 3 weeks ago. Since then I stopped because yeah, it's been going downhill. But I just
But
always thought it was like cheaper
yeah,
to like
but
buy
what do you but like for the HP restore? So what I was talking about more was like the HP restore. So for HP restore, would you bring in Solana from an outside wallet to buy the comfort gems in order to restore your sneaker, or would you swap the GST that you're earning to for Solana to buy the gems?
Oh yeah, yeah, you're right. I would just swap my stuff. I mean, I can see that for me. It'd be easy for me. I have a lot of sneakers. I can easily get to that point. But I can see how the smaller players that'd be like a little bit harder if you only got small sneakers. A few numbers.
Yeah. So that's what I was pretty much talking about. I don't see how people are gonna bring in more Solana just to buy gems. I think the way it's gonna work is people are gonna be swapping out GST for Solana to then buy the gems to restore their sneakers.
All right, dude. Hop off stage so I can let someone else have a turn.
All
Thanks a
right,
lot.
all right, Eric. Thanks, man. Thanks very much for tuning in, man. Appreciate it. Next we got I think the next person was Fanboy. Fanboy, what's going on, man?
Hey, what's up, Ye? How are you?
I'm doing good, man. How'd you do on the tournament? Did you win again?
Yeah, I won, man.
Oh man, you're
Nah, nah.
destroying. Man, the other day, I think it was when I went on STEPN Daily last week.
Uh-huh.
You I think you came on, right? And
Yeah.
you mentioned like, oh, STEPN project was born on September whatever, and I was like, bro, you how do you know the exact date, bro?
I read a lot. I like to
that
read a lot.
that's when I was like, okay, yeah, this guy knows like everything about about Stefan. Like now I know why you've won.
Well, Kay is gonna bring Barn Dog now. I don't know what to do, but I'll try to
Oh man, I don't think he has a shot to be honest, man. What's going on, man? What you got for me today?
win. Okay, I wanted to talk about the HP restoration. I was giving a lot of thought on what Jan said in the town hall that um, if if you have an epic sneaker, you're gonna do restoration like once or twice a year. So he's basing it on the stats that the epics have. That's from 28 to 60 to 63. So I put a post that the not financial advice, but try to put the sneakers that you use on a comfort level that's between that range. So you don't have to repair as much if you don't have the opportunity or the gift to have an epic sneaker. So I saw a few minutes ago that Crit put the stats that the quality per se of the sneaker does not affect the HP decay, but the comfort stat is correlated. So basically, from 28 points onward, the decay goes down really much. So that's what I wanted to say to you guys that let's try to put the sneakers from that range, from
Well,
28 and
what was that number again? 28 to what?
28 to 63. If you see the sneaker
Okay.
qualities, the base points, you see that epics have a base points that range from 28 to 63. So if you take that and put focus on the comfort, then just put from 28 and up, and the decay is gonna come down. And in the crit stat that he put a few minutes ago, you see the curve that starts going down from 28 onward.
Okay, that's really interesting. Yeah, I'll definitely have to pull
Hmm.
pull up that chart to take a look at it. because I know that's definitely like a huge confusion right now in the community because they don't know exactly how it works. You know what I mean?
And it's good for flexing because I know a lot of us are building our GMT earners, but for example, we're building GMT earners, so the GST the efficiency is low, and so we're gonna walk just for GMT when it arrives. But when we use now our GST earners, if we have little comfort, little base comfort, that's my case for my runner, then our decay is gonna go really fast. So we're gonna have to allocate the rest of the points from 28 and up, so we don't have to pay as much to restore.
Yeah, 100%. And that's like what I've run into is that like I have a GST earner, so I obviously never put anything into comfort. I don't even have comfort gems on my sneaker. You know what I mean? So like basically for that sneaker, there's nothing I can do if I can't change the way that the points are allocated now. You know?
Mm-hmm.
So
And nobody has said it, when are they gonna come, the stats allocation reset.
no. In the Medium article, it says that it's going to be introduced when GMT earnings are introduced, and possibly earlier. But who knows what that means? That's not a definition or a time frame.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's all I wanted to say. Thank you for the opportunity to talk.
Yeah, man, no problem. Thank you so much for jumping on, man, and good luck on the next tournament against Barn Dog.
Thank you, Jay. Thank you, Jay.
No problem, man.
Take care, guys.
Alrighty, man.
Bye bye.
Next we got Big Daddy. What's going on, Big Daddy?
Hi, man. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you, man. How you doing?
Yeah, well, I'm on my daily on Solana. Then later I will switch on the other realms. But,
Okay, nice, man.
Yeah.
Are you on all three realms right now?
yeah, I got I was lucky from the enhancement on Solana. I got a shoebox on 8 realms, so I'm one of the
Nice.
2000.
Very
Yeah.
wow. You're the first one that I've heard that's one of the 2,000 people. Nice. Very congrats on
Yeah,
that,
but
man.
yeah, yeah,
That's big.
yeah. No, that's big. Look, just listen. Then I opened that shoebox, and then I got an uncommon jogger.
What? Wow. That's
Oh my
insane.
God, yeah. I'm still recovering for that, to be honest.
That's insane,
That
man.
yeah, that was last week. At that like when on Tuesday last week, I think. When was the launch? Monday, Tuesday, I can't remember.
Yeah, Monday.
It's a week. Yeah. So the next day. My God.
Yeah, that's
So,
amazing, man. So what do you got for us today,
that's a,
man?
well, the HP points, uh, as I've heard correctly, so they are trying to set them at level 25, and then it's a one-time shot, and then afterwards the shoe will still lose points. Am I right?
Yes, correct. So from my understanding is exactly how you just described it, where you're gonna be losing points all the way up to level 25. At level 25, you should still, as far as I imagine, the way that the team has modeled it out is that you'll be above 20% on HP still when you get to level 25. So then you can restore it for free, and then after that, it's gonna basically start over, and you're gonna start losing health points every time you use the sneaker again.
Yeah, then yeah. I really think, as you said, at the level 25, it's too high, because for for new players that will not be able to get in to new realms like Ether or next realms that will be expensive at launch, that will join us in Solana, but still we have a gap between level 9 and 10 that is expensive, and then the next one even more expensive between 19 and 20. And if all those players will play just by earning GST and then converting them to GMT to level up, because we still have and probably will have the GMT price in for leveling up on those levels. I don't think that is gonna be. I don't know. It's very difficult for a new player, even to I don't know the level the level 1 gems of comfort now, they are, let's say, cheap, but they can reach a nice price now because they have a use case.
Right. Yeah, that's been the main concern, I think, for a lot of the community. Because, for example, even just leveling up from level 9 to level 10, right? Not only are you going to need 30 GST, but you're also going to need 30 GMT. 30 GMT right now would cost you 462 GST. For players that have 1 or 3 sneakers, and if their leading sneaker is at level 9, there's how long is that going to take to reach 462 GST? So it just doesn't make sense, because that's, it's going to cost so much. So it's better at that point, like if it was me and I was at level 9 with a common sneaker, and it cost me 30 GST plus 462 GST to switch over to GMT, I would probably look to sell my sneaker and buy a sneaker that's already above level 10, right? And again, that's why I said earlier, like, you can buy a level 19 common for like 2 GST or something. I mean, sorry, 2 Solana right now. Like, I think that's where I had seen it, like level 19, level 28 at 2 Solana right now. So it makes more sense to do that, because 30 GMT alone, just to get from 9 to 10, it almost equals to 1 Solana. So it right now, the way that the numbers are, they just don't add up, and it's mostly because of the way that the market is. Maybe once the market starts going back up and prices are changing, those numbers will be different, and maybe it'll make more sense again. But right now, the way it's set up, because of market conditions, the numbers just don't make sense to me. They're kind of out of whack a bit, and I think the numbers need to change with market conditions, I think.
Yeah, that's true. The market condition, it's one factor, and then all combined, what we are seeing on Solana, we've seen a little spike, but I think that was connected with Bybit or something. Should be, because it's almost at the same time they got like all the longs and shorts where those contracts were terminated, and something there happened. What do you think about that?
About you're talking about what happened with the delisting of GST?
Yeah, and then we saw a spike in the whole Solana chain went
Yeah.
up. The
So
GST, the floor price, and everything.
yeah, nah. So I don't. There's no contracts with that, because the coins are permissionless. Like, anyone could get the coin and list it or delist it from their platform when they want. Now, the reason I think that a lot of these trading platforms are delisting them is because the coin has literally been going in one direction for 3 months. So anyone, regardless of how much they know about trading, could literally just short the coin, and they're printing money, for the last 3 months, and if they just kept their position open, literally every day they're printing money. So I'm guessing if the users are printing money, then these platforms might be losing money, right? Because they have to pay out the users. So maybe they're like, you know what, we're not really making, like, even though they're making some fees, they might still be either losing money or their profit margin wasn't really much. I don't know. I'm just speculating here, but yeah, I definitely think it had something to do with it, where all these trading platforms are delisting it. GST, which shouldn't have even been on those trading platforms in the first place. I think it's good. I think, you know, there shouldn't be the option to short GST. So I'm glad that they were taken off.
Yeah, definitely. I'm happy as well because I really don't like those short and long contracts on utility tokens, for example. We don't need that in the game. Another thing, you said that our people are gonna buy comfort gems with Solana, that with funds that are out of the game. I'm not sure. What I'm doing, I'm trying to get as much as I can from mystery boxes, and then if I get a level 1 gem, then I'm burning that gem to get a level 2. Then I stop at level 2 because actually I haven't collected them that much, so I can level up to level 3 because I'm using them. But yeah, that's my strategy. I will not buy level 1 gem. I'll just try to get that gem from a mystery box and then use later for HP restore.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and that's pretty much what I've been saying. You know, people definitely could find them in mystery boxes, and I think that's something that the team also spoke about. That people, you know, should be trying to find them in mystery boxes versus trying to buy them. So that's one of the counter arguments versus people swapping, you know, trading GST for Solana to buy the gems. One of the arguments is that people will be opening mystery boxes for it and finding these gems there. Now the thing is that you need to get at least, I think, level 3 mystery boxes. Level 2s, I'm not sure what level 2s have. Anytime I've got a level 2 mystery box, I really haven't got much. Maybe that you can get like one level 1 gem there, so maybe that could be a way to get it. And it's not that hard, but again, if the smaller players with 1 sneaker, like, they're not going to be getting level 2 boxes. You know, with 3 sneakers at 4 energy, depending on their luck, they could possibly get level 2 mystery boxes and open those. But again, I still think it's making it very tough on the smaller players, which is the core of the community, right? And I think that's something that needs to be looked at. I know one of the suggestions that I made was, you know, have the HP restore only on uncommon sneakers and above, or only if you have more than 3 sneakers or something like that. That was just something I suggested, and maybe it won't be that exactly, but maybe some version of that would help, because I'm just trying to put myself in the position of someone with 1 sneaker, right, or someone with 3 sneakers that just started the game. Someone's new, you know, they're trying to figure out their way through the game, and they run into this issue. What's going to be my first thought? You know, if it's me personally, I'm looking to how do I switch my GST for Solana so I could buy the comfort gem. That'll be my first thought as a user, you know. But yeah, I mean, you could definitely get one of those gems in a mystery box if you get lucky. So it just depends, you know.
Yeah, getting mystery box is now a must. That's when they've changed the mystery box system from 5 to 10 or 4 to 10. I can't remember how many mystery boxes levels we had before, but they said that everyone will have a chance to hit a box. That's some kind of true. You can get the level 1 box, but then in level 1 and level 2 you are getting mostly nothing. You're just burning GST, and sometimes you can get a scroll or a level 1 gem, but that's a percentage, I don't know, 5% maybe, based on all stats that we are seeing. So new players with 1 sneaker that are maybe not new, but they just have 1. I'm they are maybe losing interest in that game. What do you think about?
Yeah, every level one mystery box I've ever opened was basically like I opened it for 5 GST. I just opened one yesterday for 5 GST. I got 3 GST back is what I got in the level one. In level two, I still have yet to ever open and get a minting scroll. Um, I so in level twos, I have one level two on the ape realm that I'll be opening in the next day or two. So I'll see how that one is going to be working out since I have a low luck sneaker on ape realm. I'm kind of looking at these level one, level two mystery boxes and seeing how they work and how, you know, they what it is that they're giving out at these low levels. Since I couldn't see those lower levels on Solana, since I had a lot more luck and a lot more energy as well. So I'm definitely now learning about it a little bit more, and I want to definitely open up more boxes before I really give my opinion on it. But so far, what I've seen, level one, I've only got GST from, and it's less than what I had to pay to open. Level twos, I think I've also got GST in it. Maybe I've gotten a level one gem. I'm not sure, but I've definitely never got a minting scroll in it. So yeah, I don't know. I know we saw recently. I had retweeted it. One of the biggest mystery box players was upset about level 7 through level 10 mystery boxes. He was saying that it cost him a lot more than what he was making out of it. But I did point out on it that he was boosting it, so that's why it was not profitable. So I showed him the numbers. I ran the numbers. I'm a person that loves running numbers on things, and I ran the numbers for him. And I told him, look, if you just wait, it would be profitable open, but if you boost it, yeah, it's not profitable.
Uh, in the meantime, I was so I'm just switching between uh, Solana and now I'm on Ethereum for my walk. And then I had to open a mystery box from yesterday. Then I boosted it. It's a level 2, and I got a common minting scroll out of it.
Nice. What
Like
level was
now,
that?
like like now. So that's you. That wow. I'm shaking like last week.
Yeah, you're on fire, man. You should play the lottery.
Oh no, I will just mint. Oh my god. Yeah, and talking about minting. So what I was thinking, so I got that lucky uncommon, but minting an uncommon and maybe a common, that's gonna be expensive now.
Yeah,
And then there is 45% on each side to get something, so I can even lose.
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
The uncommon minting game, man, is one that I've never wanted to play just because the numbers are against you on that.
yeah, on Solana, I was minting just commons, and
Hmm.
I had 17 mints, and I was just once lucky, and I got a twin box, but I never hit an uncommon. So in 17 minutes, never happened. Uh, well, I don't know if I'm on the edge because maybe for me now it's better to sell this jogger, buy two commons, and start minting. What you what like I'm trying to figure it out. What will be my best strategy at the moment to play on the each chain? What do you think about that?
Yeah, it's gonna come down to if you want to keep the uncommon or if you wanna try to play that minting game. So I think if it was me personally, I to start up, and this is something I actually did on Solana as well. I would sell the uncommon and get two commons, get one good one for as my main sneaker, and then get another one as the pair, and then start minting. I think minting, especially in the beginning of the game, is most profitable. And then as you mint, as you continue to mint, you build up that you'll have that basically that cash to continue to mint over and over and over, and you're eventually gonna get an uncommon again. Minting, I've got probably like 4 or 5 uncommons in like 100 mints or something like that. Now it's like a 5% chance or something like that I've hit. And I think the numbers in the white paper is around 3%. But you'll definitely be hitting some sort of uncommon at some point as long as you continue minting. If not, even if you don't hit an uncommon, you can use the profits that you make as you do more and more mints to eventually, if you decide you want to upgrade to an uncommon, you can make that upgrade and still not have to put your own money in. So yeah, that's what I would do personally.
Yeah, definitely. That's something. But you know what? I have like that's a OG on Aprion. That's
Oh yeah.
like I'm thinking. Yeah, right. So I'm thinking about if I'm selling this one, and then maybe later, if that OG will have some special treatment as other OGs had before.
Yeah. Well,
Then,
I mean, you can buy an OG common,
yeah.
That
Yeah.
that could be an option. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's a tough one.
Or just buy a Genesis on Solana, and then I'm done in that case.
Yeah, you can sell it and buy the Genesis.
Yeah. No. I'm 100% with you on the Ether talk that we need to like, let's say not stop talking about it, but that's mm, the people that are in Solana and Binance Chain, seeing all those numbers.
Right.
I don't think that they're happy about it because they don't have a chance to be there. So
Right. Yeah.
what you said at the beginning of the video, it's maybe good.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
with you on that.
Yeah. 100%, man. And like, and it sucks, man, because I would like to be able to post about it, but right now where the community is and where the sentiment is, it's just not. It's like, it's not what's the word? I don't even know how to describe it, but it's not a good feeling, to post about that when other people, might be suffering on another realm, when they might have lost, big amounts of money. So for those reasons, right now is why I haven't put out any content about the ape realm right now.
Yeah, that's true. Me neither. I've just made some screenshots about what I got, but like my dailies and how much I will get, how much I'm getting. No. I'm keeping this for myself at the moment because I'm still 100% Solana player, to be honest, because that's the mother chain, and I really want to see that chain to get back where it was, and then like to relive again. You know what I mean? That's for me. That's the game. So
Yeah, yeah, 100%, man. And I'm with you, man. I'm hoping that we can, the team can figure out how to get the realms 1 and 2, back to not back to where they were, but at a stable price where people can say, all right, it's gonna be stable within for the next 3 months or something, and not be like, oh, in the next month it could fall another 20%, 30% or whatever. So I'm with you on that one, man. I'm gonna move on to the next one because we're at an hour and a half here.
Yeah. I know. Just a second. Sorry.
Yeah.
You said about GMT that they said that maybe it will be launched in September, then probably next year and stuff like that.
Yeah.
My opinion is, as soon as they're talking about new realms, there will not gonna be GMT released because that's like if GMT has been released, let's say that you are equal on each realm, so Do you need another one? Yeah, maybe you do, but you don't like. They're not gonna be hype as we see here. So just a thought about that. We are seeing a new logo. It's maybe Link, it's maybe not. There are some rumors about it. So it's a fourth realm coming by the end of this year. So personally, I don't see GMT by first or second quarter next year 100%. So that's my final thoughts. Thank you for having me on stage, and cheers.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much for jumping on here, man. I really appreciate you taking the time out and jumping on here. As far as a fourth realm, yeah, I think it's pretty much. I don't know if it's already in contract and in writing, but I think we've seen Chainlink logo for a while on the STEPN app and on the website and all that. And they've publicly said that they're taking offers for the fourth realm and all that for partnerships. So I do expect that we see that. I don't know how that's going to affect GMT earning, but we'll see. We'll just have to wait and see. All right, we got one last person that we're going to get on stage. DGen Dad. He was on.
Hey, how's it going?
Earlier. What's up, DGen? How you doing?
Good. How are you, man?
I'm doing great, man. Doing great. What you got for us today?
Yeah, I just wanted to ask real quick on your point about adding more sinks for GST on the game. What do you think about potentially buying gems with GST rather than people cashing out their GST to buy Sol and then buying those gems?
So I think so. One of the things I did speak about was GST buying scrolls with GST. So I think it would be similar to that if that were the case. Now the thing is, because on each transaction the team takes a cut, right? So if it's in GMT, the team's taking a cut in GMT. They're probably holding the GMT. I would imagine versus selling it. The Solana, I'm sure that whatever cuts they're making in Solana, they're selling it for USD right away probably. Now, if it was in GST, what I would imagine the team would do is sell it right away for cash because, it's not productive to hold an inflationary coin. So I feel like I know a lot of people have brought up GST for a while. They brought up, oh, why can't we buy sneakers in GST and all that? The answer is pretty simple. It's usually because the team needs to take their profits and sell it for USD. So if it's in GST, that puts more sell pressure on GST. Now, the idea that I had was if you were buying in scrolls in GST, was that instead of the team taking that 6% as profits or whatever, they burn it. So it's completely taking it out of circulation. So that was one of my suggestions. Now,
right,
that would mean that the team needs to no longer take that 6% profit from those transactions, anything that's in GST.
That makes sense. I wanted to ask something else regarding what do you think the future of GST holds? What do you think a catalyst could be in the price of GST going back up again, maybe $0.50 or somewhere around that?
So I think and I have people on the YouTube live chat also asking similar questions like when is GST, can it ever go back to $1, and it's a very common question that I think is being asked everywhere. And I think that won't be able to happen probably until the overall market and economy is back in a better place, and possibly, not saying back in a bull market, but at least where everything's going back up slowly and more money is flowing into the overall markets, including the crypto market. I think that would need to be happening, and I think we also would need to have the GMT earning out as well, because with GMT earning, that'll probably be one of the biggest things to help balance the price on GST, since there'll be less GST going out and being rewarded,
right,
and people will be burning more GST in order to get to level 30. So I think that's the perfect storm for us to see GST prices go back up to, let's say, 25 cents, 50 cents, maybe even $1, right? I'm not saying that it's going to get back to $1, but there could be a possible scenario where we have this type of perfect storm where the overall economy is in a bull run, the GMT earning is out, and that will definitely help GST overall.
How about overall delisting? Well, I know it's not up to STEPN, but you know what they did with Bybit, speculating GST prices, longing and shorting. Is it possible for the overall other exchanges that do that to stop those things essentially?
Yeah, so I mean, the team has said that they have no control over that. All that the contract is permissionless. Like anyone could just take their contract and provide liquidity for it or whatever it is, and and they have no say in it, right? So I think what's been happening on these platforms, because remember, STEPN is not providing liquidity for these platforms. This is the platform has to do it itself, type of thing. So I think when the platforms have seen that I don't know the exact way that it works in the background. I don't know how those contracts work for it to be able to short and long GST from the platform's standpoint. But I imagine that they're probably losing money if they're the ones providing liquidity or something for it. So maybe that's why the platforms have started to delist it. This is speculation.
Well, hopefully they'll delist and we can have a more stable GST, and hopefully with the new DEX having all transaction going mostly through the STEPN DEX.
Yeah, 100%. Because the DEX overall, it definitely helps. So that's definitely a step in the right direction. Another source of revenue, and if we can get all the GST, which is just a utility token, off of these trading platforms, that definitely helps in the long term as well, I believe.
Great. Well, that's all I got, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much for tuning in, man. Thank you so much for coming on stage, man. I really appreciate you and appreciate you taking the time. So now, guys, we're at an hour and 42 minutes. I usually try to keep these at an hour and a half, but I did promise to answer questions on the YouTube side. So right now, guys, we have 95 people tuned in on YouTube Live. If you guys have a question, drop it in the chat, and I will take a few questions that I haven't answered already, hopefully, and then we'll go from there. So I'm looking through the chat right now to see any questions that were asked earlier. But if you have any new questions, drop it in the chat right now. Crescent Feed said, "Why has GST crashed? Will ever come to $1?" So I literally just spoke about that. Has a lot to do with the inflation, overall market, all that. Can it go back to $1? There is a scenario to go back to $1. We just definitely need GMT earnings to be out. We need the economy overall to be out, to be in a better place, et cetera, et cetera. So we answered that one. J2 asked, can you still purchase sneakers on STEPN? Yes, you can. The way that it's set up right now, if you go to the app, if you open it up, you're going to see on the bottom right-hand corner where the marketplace used to be, is going to be a globe. So if you click on that, it's going to say on the top, search or type a URL. So this is pretty much a browser. And what you have to do there is you have to navigate to STEPN's marketplace. So to get there is you have to type in m.stepn.com. That's going to open up the marketplace, and that automatically connects to your STEPN app account. And then you'll be able to purchase and sell in the marketplace there. It'll look like the regular marketplace at that point. So Steve Green is asking about the thread. Steve, I'm not gonna go into I don't want to go into, because it's still ongoing talks on some concerns from both sides. There's concerns from my side, from my end. There's concerns from the team's end. So we're still going through that. I don't want to put anything out until all that's done and over with, and I can really answer. Right now, I can't give you an answer on that. I don't know. I asked. He's saying so he asked what feedback the team gave me concerning my thread. He also asked why didn't Gilgamesh answer your sell pressure question on the weekend podcast. I'm not sure. I don't remember exactly how it went, but I know I did ask it. I think James might have answered. And maybe that's why Gilgamesh didn't answer. She probably had the same answer as James, is what I am assuming. Do I think the devs understand their tokenomics? Yeah, I know the devs. Listen, this team is definitely a very smart team. The devs understand the tokenomics model. That's why they're doing what they're doing. They tried to slow down the growth because they knew what was happening as the project scaled. They've created more realms to try to get it right. Because the other realms might be too far along to reverse some of the mistakes that were made. So now the idea is that these newer realms could benefit the older realms in the long term. So is that going to work? We don't know, because it's an issue. It's a problem that hasn't been solved yet in Play to Earn. So there's no guarantee that it's going to work. All of this is an experiment, just like most things in crypto. So we'll just gotta wait and see what happens. Eric Castro says, "What are steps to become an ambassador?" Steps to become an ambassador: you have to be level 20 in the Discord. You do that by chatting, and then once you do that, you'll have a application channel that'll pop up, that'll open up. You'll unlock at level 20, and then you can apply to become an ambassador that way. The other form of ambassadors are through Strava. If you're like a top Strava athlete or some type of athlete, you can probably reach out and possibly get some sort of ambassador role if you're interested in that. Question. This is the big week. This is from Suresh. I am not even gonna attempt to say your last name, man, because that has a lot of words in it. I mean, it has a lot of letters in it. But it says, this is the big week of U.S. government to make announcements on GDP, interest rates, and housing outlook, etc. Therefore, should I wait till next week to invest in STEPN? Yeah, it's definitely going to be a big week. I would honestly say, yeah, it's probably best to wait, because if you're buying right now, you're taking a gamble, because it could affect things negatively. Now, if it affects things positively, then you will be buying at a higher price, as long as you're okay with that. That is definitely a form of mitigating risk. So as long as you have a plan, in either, regardless of whether it's a good announcement or bad announcement as far as the outlook and the rate interest hikes and all that, yeah, I mean, I see nothing wrong with that plan. Lenny says, what's the best sneaker to buy with 2.7 SOL? I'm not sure what's the best, because I don't have the marketplace up right now to look at it. But I'd be looking for as high level sneaker as possible. It would be with a lot of efficiency and one gem slot. If you can find a sneaker with a lot of efficiency, one gem slot, you can throw in a gem slot. You can get a lot of efficiency, so you'll earn a lot of GST. Your HP restore will be cheaper, because you can throw in a comfort gem in there, get it to what Fanboy was saying earlier, 30 to 50 comfort, I think he was saying. Yeah, we'll look for something like that, maybe level 19 and above, I think, is what I'd be looking for. Unless you want to go the mystery boxes route, then you want to look for something with high luck with one comfort gem socket. So those would be the two. It just depends if you want to play for GST or if you want to play for luck. Right now, lately, I've been having more fun playing for luck, my personal opinion. Sandro says, what is the best strategy when having 3 sneakers, 4 energy on Solana chain? Again, same thing I kind of just told Lenny. Right now, you have to get one main sneaker that's good. that's going to be what you're using. And then depending on if you want to play for GST or for luck, it would be built out that way, right? And then the other two should be just, floor priced sneakers, right? Where they're as cheap as possible. So I would probably be looking to, personally, I'm having more fun playing for luck right now than for GST. So that might be an option. You can probably do something like that, I would say, because I like getting gems and then selling them for Solana, and you can definitely make some profits like that. Andraka Dan said, what about giving everyone 20 energy cap? That doesn't help, because remember, if the problem is inflation and you give everyone more energy, that just means you're going to be inflating GST even more. So that would just add on to the problem. Steve Green says, I wanted to hear something official. Yeah, I feel you, man. Look, I tried to ask the questions. That's all I can do, though. You know what I mean? Gareth said, what do you think GMT earning will start after September? So I don't know when, but it's definitely going to be after September. Let me see. J-Lo says, there are a lot of competitors coming into the space. What are your thoughts on this, and what is STEPN doing to separate itself from the rest? They need to speed up before losing market share. So, I mean, looking at the competition right now, the only ones that were really somewhat of a competition for a little bit was Kalo, and if you look at their coin, it's dropped 99% in value. So it's literally lasted nowhere near what STEPN has lasted. So I think that's pretty much the fall for them. Their coin's currently at 45 cents. But it's only a matter of time before it continues down. So I don't think that's competition anymore. Walk-in is a very boring game, in my opinion. I don't think that's competition. You can't really earn much from it. If you play the free side, it takes maybe a year to get to the point where you can earn money. I don't find that as a threat. Step app, they still haven't even launched yet. Just because they're running commercials with celebrity endorsements, but they haven't launched anything, so they have nothing to show. And I never consider, anytime in crypto that a project uses celebrities to promote, I always use that. I always see that as a red flag. That pretty much shows that they don't know what to do with their money. That's kind of what a celebrity endorsement tells me. I don't know of a project that's been super successful that has had a celebrity endorsed, right? So I don't know. That's just kind of my personal opinion on that. I don't think celebrity endorsement means anything. It usually points more to they don't know what to do with the money. They don't know how to spend money. Let me see. Is it possible to sell shoes with GST and that GST is bought with Solana, but GST? I don't understand the question, Ricardo, I'm sorry. Let me see. All right, I'm gonna answer. I have 4 minutes, so we're gonna end this at 4 o'clock. So I'm gonna answer a few more as we close off here. Let me see. Steve says, do you think floor price moved up because of shoe buyback? I don't know, because shoe buyback shouldn't affect GST price. What I saw that was that GST price affected the floor price. So I'm not sure. Jose Fernando says, if I'm starting, have 30 SOL to play around, what's my best strategy? So again, I don't know what the prices are at the moment on the Solana, since I'm not, I don't have the Solana marketplace in front of me. But I would try to get probably a GST earner or luck earner. It depends. Again, this is personal preference. If you want to play to earn GST or if you want to play to earn mystery boxes. I think mystery boxes at the high levels, they are probably more profitable right now. I try to get at least up to 9 sneakers probably. So 1 main sneaker, 8 floor price sneakers. My 1 main would probably be uncommon. So 1 uncommon, 8 floor priced commons. And then it's on you if you want to have a GST earner or a mystery box earner. How do you get a level 4 mystery box? I would say to check out Crit on Twitter. He posts up a bunch of different stats on those type of subjects where it breaks down, the amount of energy plus the amount of luck you need in order to hit those level mystery boxes. That's probably going to be the best. I know he posted about that today, I'm pretty sure. Let me see if I can find it really quick. I had seen it somewhere here. Here we go, mystery box data. Let me swap the screen real quick. So if you look here, if you want level 4s, level 4 is green. So it looks like level 4s are starting at, let me see, 3 is that 3 and 4, they both have like the same similar colors. So I'm not sure which green this is. So it looks like level 4 is a darker green. From what I can see, it looks like you need to have over 10 luck. And then the more luck you have, the more likely you are to get them. So there's one here with 10 luck. It looks like they're using around 12, 13 energy. If you have more luck, it looks like around 12 energy and even 10 energy sessions, you can get them. This looks like it's around 20 luck. And then as you go more and more, the higher your luck, let's say at 100 luck, you can pull level 4 mystery boxes. It looks like at around 5 energy, 5 to 7 energy usage. So yeah, it's going to be dependent on energy plus your luck. All right, we got time. It's 3:59. We got time for one more question. Let's see. I'm trying to see. I'm trying to find one I haven't answered yet. Hold on. Okay, so this is a good one. Well, so one of these is what are the stats on your GMT earner sneaker? So on my GMT earner, I have 3 sockets for comfort gems, and I have 1 for resilience. I believe it's either resilience or luck. I can't remember the last one. And then I leveled it all the way up to 30. And then I actually didn't put any of the points in yet. So I have an uncommon. I bought it, leveled it up to 30. It has 3 comfort slots. I have not put in the points yet. I am waiting until the day it's official so I can have a better idea how to break down the points. I don't want to put it in and then it be a mistake and then I have to like redo it or something. I don't want to be stuck and have to sell and buy a new one. So I haven't put in any of the attribute points into the sneaker yet. Someone else, yeah, and for the base stats, you want to have the highest one. Obviously, it has to be comfort. And you want to have comfort and resilience, basically. Because resilience is still going to help, and comfort, you want it to help. If you want a shot at mystery boxes, you could also try to look for one with high luck as a base stat. And someone mentioned Sweatcoin will be the STEPN rival, especially with Solana BSC realms when the turn crypto in September. So I don't know. I don't know how Sweatcoin is going to be, because right now the current app that they have is complete trash. I can't even open it because it's like knives in my eyes. Anytime I open up that app, it's all advertisement. For anything, it's a watch advertisement to earn app, not a walk to earn. So yeah, I don't. If they have maybe something brand new that's completely different, maybe. But so far, what I've seen from the Sweat Coin, whatever it is, that app that I've seen, it's terrible. I literally deleted it from my phone because of how annoying, and it was like piercing my eyes. So I'll probably never use that. I don't see that as a competitor at all. I don't think they're anywhere near. All right, so that's pretty much it, guys. It's 4:02. Thank you guys so much. We went on much longer than expected for 2 hours. It's been a 2 hour long. We've covered a lot of different topics. I tried to clear the air on my thread. And yeah, man, we had some people on here. I appreciate everybody that came on. I appreciate everyone who tuned in. We had over 100 plus on YouTube. We had, I'm not sure how many on the Twitter side, but I think together we're probably close to around 200 people. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Appreciate you guys. I will be doing this again next week Monday. So every Monday we do a Let's Talk STEPN live stream, where, you know, we talk. We answer the tough questions, right? I think that's what it's all about. I think we should all be looking to acknowledge the current concerns and answer the tough questions. Don't try to you know, dance around the bush, beat around the bush, however you want to say it. Just answer the tough questions. I think that's as transparent as you can get with that. So thank you guys so much. I will catch you guys all on the next one. As always, guys. Peace and love.